Okay, good morning, sir. Good morning, classmate. Today I will be discussing to you about skewness and kurtosis. First, let us define what is skewness. Skewness refers to a distortion or asymmetric that deviates from the symmetrical bell curve or normal distribution in a set of data. If the curve is shifted to the left or to the right, it is said to be skewed. Skewness can be quantified as a representation of extent to which a given distribution varies from a normal distribution. And there are two kinds of skewness. First, we have negative skew, and the second, positive skew. Negative skew, it is that left tail is longer. The mass of the distribution is concentrated on the right of the figure. The distribution is said to be left-skewed, left-tailed, or skewed to the left despite the fact that the curve itself appears to be skewed on leaning to the right. Left instead refers to the left tail being drawn out and often the mean being skewed to the left of a typical center of the data. A left-skewed distribution usually appears as a right-leaning curve. So that is the picture. Looks like the negative skew. Next, we have positive skew. The right tail is longer. The mass of distribution is concentrated on the left of the figure. The distribution is said to be right-skewed, right-tailed, or skewed to the right despite the fact that the curve itself appears to be skewed or leaning to the left. Right instead refers to the right tail being drawn out and often the mean being skewed to the right of a typical center of the data. A right-skewed distribution usually appears as the left-leaning curve. So that looks like the picture of a positive skew. So there is a formula in getting skewness. So that the formula of person skewness. So that is the formula. So what does skewness tell us? Investor notes skewness when judging a return distribution because it like kurtosis. Consider the extreme of the data set rather than focusing solely on the average. Short and medium-term investors in particular need to look extremes because they are less likely to hold a position long enough to be confident that the average will work itself out. Okay, so since we are discussing about kurtosis, so next topic we have kurtosis. So what is kurtosis? Okay, kurtosis is a statistical measure that defines how heavily the tails of a distribution differ from the tails of a normal distribution. In other words, kurtosis identifies whether the tails of a given distribution contain extreme values. Along with the skewness, kurtosis is an important descriptive statistics of data distribution. However, there are two concepts must not be confused with each other. Skewness essentially measures the symmetry of the distribution, while the kurtosis determines the heaviness of the distribution tail. So in finance, kurtosis is used as a measure of financial risk. A large kurtosis is associated with a high risk for an investment because it indicates high probabilities of extremely large and extremely small returns. On the other hand, a small kurtosis signals a moderate level of risk because the probabilities of extreme returns are relatively low. So there are types of kurtosis. First, we have mesokurtic. Data that follows a mesokurtic distribution shows an exists kurtosis of 0 or close to 0. This means that if the data follows a normal distribution, it follows a mesocortic distribution. So that is looks like the picture. Look at the picture. So that is a mesocortic distribution. Okay, next, the second one, types of kurtosis, we have leptocortic. So leptocortic indicates a positive excess kurtosis. The leptocortic distribution shows heavy tails on the other side, indicating large outliers. In finance, a leptocortic distribution shows that the investment return may be prone to extreme values in either side. Therefore, an investment whose returns follow a leptocortic distribution is considered to be risky. So that is the picture looks like a leptocortic distribution. So look at the picture. The last one type of kurtosis we have platycortic. Platycortic distribution shows a negative excess kurtosis. The kurtosis reveals a distribution with a flat tails. The flat tails indicates the small outliers in a distribution. So in the finance context, a polycortic distribution of the investment return is desirable for investors because there is a small probability that the investment would experience extreme returns. So that is all about the skewness and kurtosis. And that's all. Thank you.